Hey, church family, I have good news. Last night, our church board met, and after looking at the cases of COVID and discussing different issues, concluded that it was time to restart in-person worship services at Grass Valley Seventh-day Adventist Church. Many of you know that 4 weeks ago, we made a really difficult decision due to a variety of COVID-related issues to postpone church services in person for 4 weeks while we would see if there would be a surge of cases in Nevada County. The case numbers have remained low enough to warrant reopening church, and so we're excited to reopen. When will we reopen? This Sabbath, August 29. We had originally thought about waiting an extra 2 weeks to give people time to plan for the services because we really needed that back in June, but we realized that it really wasn't necessary because we're already aware of kind of the COVID-related process with church service. We have a lot of the routines figured out, and the people who already need to be prepared are prepared. So we can start this week. We don't need to wait 2 more weeks. There are some other questions you may have, and I just want to go through a list of some things. For example, Pastor, are there any requirements for social distancing and all that stuff? And there are. I just want to go through 4. One of them I think you already know, but we just want to emphasize, if you're sick, just please stay home. Get your rest, get your batteries recharged, drink your water, get some sleep, but definitely don't come to church. We don't want to spread any sickness, especially COVID at this time. And secondly, we are asking that when you come, refrain from the hugs and the handshakes at church. We just want to make sure that we're maintaining that 6 feet of distancing, and we want to make sure that we're expressing love with our eyes and our body language, but not with the touch. It's sad to say that things have kind of come to that point, but that's kind of where we're at. And we just want to really respect that at church. So what you can do the bow, you can do the elbow bump if you really want to have that connection. You can even do the holy kiss, but the air holy kiss, from a distance. Because the Bible does say to greet one another with a holy kiss, which I don't think many of you are doing. But you can do an air holy kiss if you really want to start progressing towards that path. Number 3, what about mask? Well, outdoor, we don't have to wear masks, especially if you maintain that 6 feet of social distance. But indoors, yes. Unfortunately, we are requiring mask indoor, just to be true to the letter of the law, that indoor masks are required. So when you come to church, when you walk in, we'll have masks or face coverings if you don't have one. You can bring your own, of course, but indoors, we need to wear those face coverings when you're inside. Another question that people have asked is, what about contact tracing? And just want to let you know that we've inquired into the county health department and how they process that. They are not asking churches for a list of attendees. In fact, we don't even keep a list of attendees right now, or attendance records. But what they're doing is, if someone gets sick with COVID and walks into the hospital, they ask them, who have you had 10 minutes worth of interaction within 6 feet in the last, however many days? So you're more likely to be quarantined from a friend you're hanging out with who got sick and told them that they were hanging out with you for more than 10 minutes than you are from church. And so I hope that helps a lot of our members feel better about that scenario and that situation. Finally, just a note I kind of want to share from my heart. As a pastor, I am blessed to have such great church members who, even with all of our different political opinions and all of our different research and ideas about COVID, we all really love each other. We really love this church, and we appreciate the difficulty of the times, and we're all pulling for one another, and I very much have appreciated that among our church members. And so I would say that I'm excited about what God's going to, I know God will take us through this. He will. He's good at that. That's what he does. He protects us from the pestilence, and he crowns us with compassion and grace. And God is still on his throne. And so I know he'll take us through that, take us through these difficult times. I do think that if for some reason, if you're someone who really, I call it, leans heavily on the liberty side, where you don't like all the restrictions that are imposed, I think it's great that we have an outdoor church. It's such a beautiful setting. Take advantage of it before the weather turns. You can come with your lawn chair and enjoy the fellowship and the worship service at 9:30, especially if you don't want to wear a mask. That's the service you should come to. A lot of people are like, Pastor, we don't care. We just want to worship together. And so, and if you want to come indoors, you wear that mask, that's perfect. And so I think these are incredible times. I think we will let God lead, and we know he'll lead, and he'll keep our unity as a church strong, and he'll keep it healthy. And so with that, I just want to welcome you back to church, August 29th, the Sabbath, and looking forward to seeing all of you then. God bless.